Zoom, make sure your camera's on. I don't want you to get lost in the shuffle, okay? So make sure your camera's on, make sure that you are there, make sure that when I call on you, you're there. That's gonna become more and more important since I've got more people in front of me to distract me. I don't want to, I mean, I'm not gonna forget about you, but again, if your camera's on, then I know you're there, I know you're focused, I know you're getting what you need to get. If the camera's not on, it's only got 4 of you. It's easy to see, thanks, there's 3. Just check in with me. As I've always said, if there's a reason you can't get your camera on, it's really important that you let me know, and there's less of you, so it's easier for me to keep track of what you're doing or if you're not there. So just check in with me, please. Otherwise, I do just have a couple little things I started to say to these guys, and then I figured I'd say them to everybody. So not a whole lot is changing. Obviously, I still have, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, I have 7 people on here at the moment. Probably have a couple missing, but so things are still going to be same-ish, but it's nice that I do have a lot more people in here, which just will help with when I say class A or getting volunteers or you making sure you're here. So I think it'll just help class flow a little bit more, and everybody that's at home, you're just going to keep doing what you're doing. I do need to tell you, if you are signed up to be here in person, right, you need to be here in person, or I am supposed to mark you absent. Okay, now I will let you in my Zoom, right? I would rather you get to class than get to, figure out what we're doing. But, the point of me marking you absent is so like we know where you were that day, right? If you're supposed to be here and you're not in my class, your parents need to know, like, okay, Haley was not in class today. So where was Haley, right? So if you are at home, if you are sick, but you're supposed to be in person, just make sure your parents call it in. Right? Make sure they call it in like they normally would if you have an appointment, whatever. And then if you are sick or you just missed the bus or whatever, like come to class on Zoom, that's totally fine. But just know that if you're supposed to be here, right, technically I mark you absent because you are absent from in-person school. All right. So, I mean, I feel like in the past, right, I didn't really care, honestly, if Kaylee was in class here or if Kaylee was online, she was present, right? It didn't really matter. But I think because we have more people, we just have to be a little more accountable. And so just make sure if that does affect you, that you just have your parents call the attendance office like normal and just mark you absent or whatever. Okay, does that make sense? Then don't get yourself in any attendance trouble. Otherwise, that's it logistically. We're going to kind of just do our thing. I know it's obviously the week before spring break, which is just weird. It's like, I don't know, for some of you, it's like, you just got here. But anyway, so my thought on this week was we're going to work hard today and tomorrow. You're going to do a quiz for me tomorrow. Thursday will kind of be getting easier, just kind of getting some loose ends tied up, and Friday we'll have a super easy day. So I figured, I don't know, some of your teachers might be doing more quizzes and stuff on Thursday and Friday. So I figured for us, we'll be ready by tomorrow. We're going to review our verbs today and get that done earlier in the week, and then kind of ease into spring break. All right. Okay. So what's your quiz on tomorrow? Verbs, right? Always irregular verbs. So these guys, right? You have this either at home or you have it online or you picked up a copy, or like I said, I probably have some extras if you would like one. It is pretty much over just the irregular verbs. Okay, I'll be very specific with you, and then we'll have some time, like I said, to practice on that. No worries if you're late. Let me just catch up on this. No problem, no problem. No, Nora, the quiz is over all the forms, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So I will go over specifics on that and give you some time to practice. All right. So I did want to start real quick with a Zoom link. And let's see, got about half of you that have gone. Anybody feeling it? Here. Maggie, you want to go? You haven't gone yet, have you? No. All right, Maggie's going. So Maggie, tell us some fun things about you. What do you love? There she is. All right, she loves softball. Who else loves softball? Any softball players in here? Haley's in. Anybody online? Who kind of likes softball? All right, they don't love it. It's no volleyball, but we like it. Tough crowd. You are representing. Well, you're not alone because I see everybody walking around with those like shoes coming at me. It's kind of creepy in the hallway. We're like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, Yeah,
out of his bag.
that's what they do with the shoes on them.
I'm like, what? Like, do you want everyone to make this available?
It's just the way you carry it, right? But it's funny. It makes me think of, did you ever do that trick as a kid where like you put your arms through somebody else? Is that how it works?
Oh, yeah.
You
And
put
that's like their arms or
your-
your arms.
Yeah, and then like their arms are like feet. I don't know. It's something like weird. Some opposite. Was that what it is? Or you?
No, it was like you did this.
And then
Stuck their arms through. Like this way.
that's true. And then, but I'm just, I guess, yeah, we would kind of do it like your feet too. So you'd have your feet, but somebody else's arms. Like if you're sitting, I don't know. Or you can put your. You've never done that. You put your arms through, and you can put like shoes on them, and then you have like their arms and weird feet. No. Okay, try it sometime. It's funny. Anyway, that's what that reminds me of. When you see someone coming at you with those like weird feet, and it just looks like, I don't know. Anyway, softball, what else do you love, Maggie? Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A? Oh, you got some love out here for Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A? Oh, yeah, okay, Anthony's sort of in. How about online? Chick-fil-A? What do you like on her? What'd you say? Oh, fair. We don't need to argue. We're just supporting the chicken. I mean, I will say the special sauce is not terrible. Yeah. Okay, what else? Chick-fil-A, softball, and favorite place, favorite color, favorite blue. That is the one that comes up the most. It's so interesting to me. A lot of blue. Blue. Okay, blue. Who loves blue? Any Zoom friends loving blue? No, they're not so into blue. We got some love in here. It's funny, out of all the colors that people bring up, blue comes up the most often. I find that interesting. A go-to color? She's got a reason for it. I like it. I like it. Okay, fair. All right, Maggie, thanks for sharing. All right, so let me get this off of you. Back to me. All right, so listen, here's what I want you to do. We are gonna do, if you're looking at your current lesson, I kind of have it up in here. I want to do those Quizlet flashcards so you can practice your yo forms. All right, quiz is not just over the yo forms, but you know, again, my thinking was if you know the yo form of trier is, somebody say it. Somebody say it. Trafe. Woo! Tough crowd today. Trafe. And then you know that the yo form, let's do another one. Do better this time. Acer is close. Yeah. Ise. You're real close. You probably spell it right. Ise. And then remember my last part on here, I just did the endings, right? So then you can mix and match them. So when we play bingo today, we're going to mix and match them so you make sure you're practicing all the different ones. All right. So I would like to give you about 5 minutes to go through these, make sure that you are on track, make sure that you know your yo forms, you know your endings, and then yes, my theory is that you can mix and match all of them. All right. Maybe do we need to go through how to say that, or do we need to know how to say them? Is that hard to say them? We'll go through after when I go through my list over here, and then we'll do some practice together. All right. So I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes. Please make sure you are on Quizlet. It is under number 1, so head there now if you're not already there. And I don't care, you could, if you know them pretty well, you could do a gravity game, you could do a matching game, you could do that. Learn is like a little kind of self quiz. So do what you want to do, but you got 5 minutes starting now. Please spend it on these verbs. These are not all the verbs for quiz tomorrow, but it's most of them. All right, ready, set, go. But that's the majority of them. So what we'll do a little bit of practice together here in a second. I'll let you write them out and see if you got these. Let me actually here. Actually, you know what, before I turn this off, I'm gonna share these notes and make sure you know exactly what to expect on your quiz tomorrow. All right, so these are the notes that you have been given. They are under class resources. You probably have them somewhere else as well. So what's on your quiz tomorrow? All right, obviously these 4 groups are fair game. These are the ones we've been working really hard on recently. U verbs, UV verbs, I verbs, and J verbs. The only ones on here you have to be careful of, right, are the J verbs we said on trajeron and dijeron. And then don't forget about this guy. What's the he, she form of hacer? Right there. What's funny about it? Has a little Z in it, right? Iso makes it a S instead of a ka. All right, otherwise, little words, I would say I'll probably put on a few little words. So we got fui, stay, flay, those guys. And then ver and dar, which again are very similar to each other. Now be careful, the endings on these guys are a little different than all the rest, right? Because these were just your normal endings, iste, yo, imos, ieron. They're the little words. So you might have to look at those, but remember, once you know ver, you know dar, because you just take out the V and put in a V. And then we have not done sandal verbs. Okay, I decided we had enough and I wanted to do this quiz tomorrow. I will give you the sandal verbs on Thursday, just so you are aware of them. They are not part of your quiz. All right. And then at the bottom, I might throw in a kargar zar verb. So somebody remind me, what do I have to be careful of with a kargar zar verb? What's the form that I need to look out for? What's on your last quiz, Charles? Yeah, just the yo form. It has that little spelling change, right? G to GU, and C to QU and Z to C. So there's at the bottom. So basically everything on this paper is fair game except for the sandal verbs. Does that make sense? Okay. I would say format, I'm going to keep it really simple. Okay, I haven't made it yet, but my plan is to keep it very simple. And literally you're just going to be conjugating the verbs, right? If I need the L form of hacer, hizo. If I need the nosotros form of ir, fuimos. All right, so that's kind of the format. It'll just literally be you showing me that you can do all these different verbs. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. All right, so how are we going to do this? We're going to practice together for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to play some bingo. All right, so here's what I need you to do. If you are on Zoom, you can decide if you want to write out the verbs I give you to practice, or if you want to put them in the chat. If you are here, you can decide if you would like to write them out, or if you want to use your computer as a tablet, you can open it up and kind of use it as your own whiteboard, right? You can write on it with your finger, or you can write on it with your stylus pen, and then you can check your verbs with me. So either way, I want you to be able to check your work here. And if you're going to write on it, like I see some of you turning your thing around, or if you type on it, just make it really big so that I can see it. Okay. So everybody work it out at home, friends. If you need to get some paper, grab some paper. Or if you're just going to type it in the chat, that's fine. I'm going to show you behind me. I've got a list of verbs. Here they are. That we're going to use. So, all right. Zoom friends, can you read those? Okay. Okay, so here's my list of our verbs that we are working on. These are the verbs we're going to use for bingo here in a minute. This is basically a list of everything that's on that paper that we just went over. Okay, so I'm going to start out with some yo forms, and then I'm going to move on to the other ones. All right, so if I wanted the yo form of, I don't know, saber. All right, everybody write down the yo form of saber. And this is like I used to hold up a whiteboard back in the day. So just put it in the chat for me if you're at home, or you can write it out and then you can check yourself. Chat's probably easier. And good. Yeah, and then you can just show it to me. Good. It's fine. Good, Haley. Good. All right, if I haven't seen it, show it to me. I got Nora's good. I got Liliana's good online. Looks good. Vivian, good. So I knew. Last call. Who else is showing it to me? Online friends. See, I've only got 2 people. Oh, maybe you wrote it down though. I did say you could write it down. So that's fine. All right, class A, how do we say I knew? Yo, supe, right? Supe. So check your work. You should have that, right? Supe. I knew. All right, let's go with, I'm just going to go through, let's do a different form of each one. So I want the to form. Let's do the to form of poder. To form poder. So basically like you could, I don't know, eat breakfast. Good. Good. Maybe. I guess I'll take a volunteer and I can get you a point for it too in a minute. Good. They haven't shown me. Feel free to put it in the chat. Nora looks good. Liliana looks good. I think your second letter, you need to change it. Remember, it's a U verb. I think so. I can't see yours. Can you do like a darker color or like, oh, I don't know. Yes, or just make it bigger. All right. Anybody want to check before somebody tells me? All right, who wants to do it? Quick point. Oh, Hannah, I gotta go with you. You need point. Go ahead, Hannah, you just did it. Yeah, pudiste, sounds good, right? Pudiste. Look good? All right, how about the LA form? So he, she form of aser. He, she form aser. He, she form aser. He, she form. Muy bien, muy bien. Oh, I can't see. Can you make it a little bigger or darker, Anthony? I'm looking at one letter to make sure you got it right, and I actually can't tell. Good. Yeah, if you're in back, you just gotta make it big or dark. Good, Maggie. You're on the right track. That would make it sound right, but it's not spelled right, Maddie. Again, yeah, spelling. I'm glad I had you read it. You're close. Close. Good, Haley. It's the one, remember I put a little star by it. So here's the problem. If I spelled it normally, it would be eco, basically, right? And I don't want to say eco, I want to say eso. So how do I make a sound? It sounds like an S, it's not an S. See if you can come up with it. Muy bien, Shirley. What would it be? What would it be? Let's see, Victoria's got it, Nora's got it, Liliana's got it. Ayana, wrong verb, do hacer for me. Yes, good. Anybody else need to show me? You got Anthony. All right, who wants it? Quick point, quick hand. Quick point, quick hand. Jacob. Iso, right? Hizo. All right, let's do a we form. Let's go we form decir. So we told or we said. We told or we said. What would that look like? We told or we said. Muy bien. We told or we said. Decir. Good, Liliana. Muy bien. Muy bien. Close. The J verb. Give you a hint. It's a J verb. Good. Okay, my hint is a J verb. Nora's got it. I think Liliana already said you got it. Ayana's got it. Good. J verb, Sylvia. C. C. Oh, it's an I at the end. I'll put it up in a minute. I think so. Write a little bigger for me next time or just blow it up for me. All right, let's try it here. So decir, right? Nosotros form. Quick hand, who wants to tell me? Go ahead, Maddie. Perfecto. All right, look at it. Dijimos, right? Because it's the we form, and we form ends with emos, right? So we'll write out our endings here in a minute. You have a, iste, o, emos, and then we got one more to do. Let's go with the they form of tener. Do they form tener? So they form tener. Quentin, I think you have the wrong verb there. They form of tener is what we're on now. You're close. That's a we form. I need they form. Good. Wrong verb, but yes, tener. Yep. Tener. Nora's got it. Liliana's got it. Gracias, girls. Good. Past tense. They had. That's they have. They had. They had a party last night. Think about that one. All right. Anybody else want to show me before we do it? They had. All right. Who wants to do it for me? Voluntario, Maggie? Tuvieron. What do you think? How many people got that one? You with me? Okay. Promising. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to erase those. I would like you to see without looking if you can write out your endings. Okay, now these guys are in parentheses. I haven't really touched these yet, but endings for these are all the same. Right? So see if you could write out your endings for all of these verbs. Are they going to put any accents on there? No accents. All right, see if you write them out. Let's see. Chat looks good so far with Nora and Liliana. Good. Oh, I can't see now. You open them up in a minute. It's just so hard at the back. Either you gotta make it dark, or I could probably see your Sylvia, or make them big. I think you're missing. Okay, so that would work for the J verbs. For the they form, though, you need one more letter. Yes, but not. You're right on the J verbs. Same thing. So that would work for all of the verbs except for the J verb. I mean, except that would work for the J verbs, not the other ones. Yeah, that's too small. Can't see. Yours has a funny. Again, too small. Let me put them up. You guys check on these. I feel like virtual has made me super blind. That looks good. All right, let's put them up here. Ayana, yours look good too. All right, so let's just do them together. What do we got? Yo form should all end with A in Spanish, but the E. And can you see that online? Should I use a different color? Is that hard to see? Liliana, is that hard to see? The red, sort of. Okay, let me use that. All right, so we got A, then what? Iste and O and demos and ear. All right, and then again, I got these little stars here because the J verbs, you drop that, so it's just arrow, right? And then that's there just for the he, she form, because what's the he, she form? For this one, what's the he, she form? ISO with a Z, right? Everything else follows the same pattern. What do you think? All right, I want to talk about these three, and then we're going to set up your bingo board. So tell me about these three. Actually, don't tell me. Write it down. Give me the yo form of stare or ear. Everybody write down the yo form of stare or ear. All right, stare or ear. Doesn't follow these rules, so we're now not talking about these. All right, those are off the table. Good. Yo form of stare or ear. Good. I went or I was. Good. The yo form. Yep. Liliana's good. Nora's good. Nora, no I in your last one that you put on there. No, that would be for this one. That's veneer. Starts with an F if you need help. Give you a hint. Starts with an F. It's just here. Sorry, I'll write it over here. It's just the yo form of stare or ear that I'm looking for. I had three verbs down there. You can't see them. So we're right now on the first one. Stare and ear, yo form. Good, good, good. Yep, yep. Now we're all there. Good. How do we say it? What's the yo form of stare? Fui, right? And then from there, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. Okay, that does not follow the same exact pattern as the others, but hopefully most of you got that on the last quiz, so hopefully you still have to retain those. All right, now let's talk about ver and dar. Also do their own thing, but very similar. Why don't you give me the yo form of ver? Yo form of ver. It's a super short word, right? Yo form of ver. Good. 2 letters. Good, good. Good. I saw is what you're saying. I saw. Good. Good. Don't know those ones? Okay. They're supposed to be the easy ones. That's okay. You can grab, you want to grab your notes? Or do you want some of my, do you want my notes here? Yeah, so these are the ones at the bottom. They're right there.
Okay, thank you.
All right. That's okay. That's okay. That's why we're reviewing. All right, how do we say it? I saw. I got Ayana's got it. Liliana's got it. Nora's got it. Quentin, you're good, but you're in the present tense. You're saying I see. I want you to say I saw. I saw. How do we say it, class? Say yo. V. Right? So again, if you need to check your notes, it's that V, viste, vio, vimos, vieron. And then how do we get from ver to dar? We take off the V, put in a D. So if it's yo V, how would you say I gave? Yo D, right? Diste, dio, demos, dieron. So again, these three don't work quite like the others, but I feel like we've spent enough time on it that they're fair game. All right, any questions for me? All right, so we're going to set up our video, I don't know what I was going to say there, our loteria board, our bingo board. So if you didn't grab a bingo board, grab one. If you're at home, you're just going to grab a piece of paper. Okay, this is not anything fancy. So grab some paper, or you can set it up online, I guess. And you're literally just going to make a square like this. Okay, very straightforward. Just make a big box, and it's 5 by 5. Okay, 5 by 5 if you're at home. Now, I want you to take your time setting this up because I want you to do it correctly. All right, so I'll give you 5 minutes here, and let me tell you, I'm gonna maybe eliminate a little bit here. Let's do ver, not dar. Okay, stare and ear are the same. Put those down there. Even if I want to put those on there. Yeah, let's leave those. Okay, so here's your job. Okay, I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes, so don't mess around or you won't be able to play. So you've made your board. It looks like this if you're at home. The middle says libre, that's your free spot. Now, in each box, I want you to conjugate a verb in the past tense from behind me. All right, so what does that mean? Okay, that means you could do something like fui, or fuiste, or fue, or fuimos, or fueron. You could do vi, or viste, or vio, or vimos, or vieron. Right, and then all the V's, you could do tuve, or tuviste, or tuvo, or tuvieron. You know, and so I want you to fill out your board, okay? You're not gonna use all of them because there's too many, because really each one is 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, I don't know, 50, you got 60 verbs there. All right, you need 24. So if it's easier, get out that verb paper. If you would like to look at a verb paper, let me know. I got some extras up here. If it's easier, if you can, does anybody want to look at real quick? Just make sure you're spelling them right and everything. All right, so pick around, like I'll do, you know, a variety of verbs. And that's one. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Now, obviously, you can pull it up online pretty easily too. Like I said, it's under class resources. All right, we'll play some bingo here in a minute.